Okay, you guys. I did a different setup this time. So, for the people with the video, it might be a little bit different for you. I don't really know. So, we're going to do something a bit different here. I don't have a standing desk, but I have a kitchen counter. So, yeah. Um, this is going to be a new episode of the Shadow Cast, the podcast discussing all things hidden in the shadows. I am the living shadow. Let us get started. First, I would like to point out how upset I am that these AirPods do not come in black. What is wrong with you, Apple? Okay. Let's go. Yes, you are on here. Come on, come through with that one. Okay. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Also, if you like the visuals on the screen, that is another YouTube channel of mine. So do check out all the links in the description box below for all my channels. Thank you. This is alignment for the assignment. It is a meditation for healing, especially for physical trauma. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Shadowcast, the podcast discussing all things hidden in the shadows. I am the living shadow. And today we're going to talk about something that might be a little bit controversial again. Hi, controversy, but there's ways that I think about things, and there's ways that I've seen things, and there's things that don't make sense to me. So I want to talk about them, right? So I talked about the other week about growth being stunted for masculine and feminine energies. And when I talked about that, one of a lot of things I mentioned was that people will get into certain type of relationships for certain types of things, and they want to depend on somebody else to handle a certain like part of their load. In essence, like some people will depend on a woman to like have like just they just bury all their feminine energy into the woman and not leave any for themselves when they need to, or vice versa. Or some women will like want to so all like they just want to just go weak and not and for everything on the man to be strong and not want to have any strength of their own sometimes. And it's like, but it's more of a like if it's like a once in a while thing, it's one thing. But if it's a various different like a long term unhealthy bond, that's a whole separate thing. But what I was going to talk about is that when there's a lot of people who today in this day and age are single or are alone or have been traumatized or have been hurt or do not really want to deal with other people. Just and like you have are very selective maybe of the people that they do want to hang out with if they want to hang out with people. But there's a lot of people who are very like introverted. They're not very extroverted, or they're more. They have a I guess it's like a different thought process, which is the thing I wanted to get to kind of first. Uh oh. And then this is the thing I was afraid was gonna happen. The video cut out. So 1 second, 1 second. Even though I really don't have to stop doing this. Oh no, the video kept going. It's just the light went off. Is the phone too hot? Maybe. Okay. Well, anyway. Sorry, y'all. I'm by myself here, so gotta do what I can with what I got. Neurodivergence. So I was looking this up, and my initial reaction, which I made a TikTok of, is the Living Shadow on TikTok. But basically, it freaked me out because if you look up neurodivergent is basically says that it's somebody who thinks different than like the norm of society. I guess like someone who's not a sheep, basically, or like someone who's woke in a sense. That's basically what that's supposed to mean. In the way, like, or someone who doesn't think the same way that other people normally think. Now, me from my various different backgrounds or groups of people that I've been around, because I was one of those, I was like a floater. Like people talk about like who they were in high school and stuff. Like I was in high school, like I was a floater. I was that person that kind of floated around and really could deal with anybody, but really I could deal with other people because I wasn't really trying to find people who matched me. I was so busy trying to be like accepted by them that I knew that like real me would not be accepted by a lot of people. So I was like, okay, let me put on the mask real fast, you know. Um, but not in like a I'm gonna go manipulate people kind of way. It's like I just want to fit in kind of way. So there is a difference, and I do want to point that out for people so people are aware that there is a difference between one is a manipulative tactic and one is a coping mechanism. That's the way I like to say it, at least. Neurodivergence. So the point is that you do not is if you're a neurodivergent person or a person who is neurodivergent is someone who doesn't think like the norm of people. When I looked it up, it freaked me out because it's like this is just like regular. It's basically, because it says like if you neurodivergence is the idea that people think several people can think differently or have come to different conclusions, and I'm like, yeah, that's life. That's like basically most people. Like, I don't know what vacuum people are living in, but like people come to different conclusions all the freaking time. That's why we have different commentators. That's why we have different people saying different things all the freaking time. Because people come to different conclusions all the different time. And people have different opinions all the different time. And it's not one like I don't know. And that's the other thing that got to me because so I see a lot of people, like a lot of people, when I look on different things, and they're talking about wokeness, and they're talking about like no, like, and they all have different like levels and measures of wokeness, right? They all have different like. Some people are like, are you woke to this, or are you woke to that, or are you woke? Did you know this? And it's like, okay, so all y'all just trying to ask for information. If someone knew something, which is okay, just say, did you know this or did you not know this? You know, like I don't know. It's so weird to me about that. Like people don't think. No, I guess people don't like. I know that people don't think the same way that I think, which is very, very fair. I understand that. I get that very, and I'm very okay with that. I don't need people thinking the way I think. Honestly, like I'm very okay with people not thinking the way I think. I survive better when people do not think the way they think. But it does make me question certain things. So, what it makes me question most of all is, as I was being a floater and I floated around, as I was a floater and I floated around, hopefully the video's still going. Maybe I need to double check the video. But as I was a floater and I floated around, it's like, yes, the video is still going, thank God. But as a floater, when I floated around, like, and I was like, deal with different types of people and hang out with different groups, it's like, they say, like, you never really leave high school, like, the high school cafeteria. Mine was like junior high cap, really was like just anywhere there was a cafeteria. Like, anytime there's like a group of people where you can, like, eat, like, I could really, like, it's like, okay, let me just, you have to deal with people because they're there. But you learn how to talk to them because you deal with so many different types of people. It's like you learn how to like categorize people. But it's hard because people don't want to be put into boxes, which I do understand. But at the same time, it's like, what box do we put people in? Right? Identity. People want identities. People want labels. I get it. Some people like labels for things. Some people don't. Some people don't like thinking about it. Other, it's like wherever you stand on that is wherever you stand on that. But so I guess I don't know if this is me being neurodivergent, thinking differently, or if this is me being whatever. But like I really don't know. To a degree, I really don't know what this is like. But I have a certain questions about things. Okay, so if we're talking about like this trans spectrum thing, right? And my so here's my thing with this. I have nothing against trans people or anything like that. I really don't. I don't particularly care for gay boys generally because of